Hi everybody, I hope everyone is doing well today. So I've been trying to dig a little bit deeper into the motive behind John O'Keefe's passing. Um, so I pulled up my voodoo cards. I'm not a voodoo practitioner by any means. I just really love the cards and the meanings behind them. It takes me a little bit deeper. So I'm just gonna go over what I found by pulling these cards regarding the murder of John O'Keefe. So this card, Rada Dimbala Weedu, which is the Ace of Swords in regular tarot. Its divination meaning is great energy called to do good or ill, stationary forces roused and called into action. To me, this card, the snake in the tree, it's like the overseer to me. It's like the one who's watching everything that's going on, ready to strike, right? And I feel like these little, I don't know what they are. We'll call them droplets. I don't know. They represent who's being monitored, okay? So then this card, which is like the Fool in regular tarot, is the meaning is surprise, the unexpected, beginnings, influence from the highest in spiritual matters, possible disruption of physical matters. So to me, this is like beginnings. So it's like the overseer's watching, and then this egg represents something new that's happening. And this snake, which is also represented here, needs to put an end to this new thing that's about to be happening. So what this represents to me is that John O'Keefe had changed. I feel like he was part of the Snakes group, but he was going down a different path. And I'll get into that because I pulled different cards, which I wish I would have recorded, but I'll explain what I found. So this card, which is like the Four of Swords, Rada Agwe, its meaning is quiet in the presence of real or implied threat. Trust that matters will turn for the best. So this egg, which is like what has changed, leads me to this card. This card, the boat, represents safety. And I feel like that's what the police are supposed to do. They're supposed to provide safety. But then we go to this card, Santeria Sentiro, which means offering strong sense of holiness of the earth, which leads to patience in industry and physical matters, man with dark hair and dark eyes. So what's happening here is like the safety that the police are supposed to offer was being sacrificed by a male in the group. So I think that's what was on John O'Keefe's mind, is that they are police officers. They're supposed to be protecting the public, and they weren't doing that. And they were sacrificing that to some sort of higher power, so to speak, higher entity, higher organization, by someone with dark hair, dark eyes, which is several people in the group. So we'll move on. So this, which is the Six of Wands in normal tarot, Petro Legba La Flambeau, its meaning is victory, obstacles swept aside, the first necessary victories of the pure fool, a newly initiated elder flexes his or her first powers. There is no grace, there is no guilt. That is the law. Do what thou wilt. So I feel like what happened to John O'Keefe was something that had never happened before within this group of people. I think that's why it seems so unorganized or unplanned. It was because it was the first time that they had to do something so heinous to protect the group. So moving on, this is what would be considered the chariot in regular tarot dance, which the meaning is transcendence of a situation through ecstatic physical action, triumph, victory, constructive or destructive adherence to a set form of actions. So this is like, it's almost like we did it and we enjoyed it, but we were victorious. And we had to do it because that is the way this whole entire situation works. We're exerting our power for the very first time because we have to, and we're victorious. Okay? So then this, which is the 5 of Earth, represents containment of great internal or external pressures, stress, strain, worry that arises as a result of this constant pressure, the strength to stand solidly before threat or adversity. These are actually police officers in this card. But what it represents is the cover-up, basically, and the stress that it's causing to do so. And you can almost see within the people that are involved that that's exactly what's happening. There's an incredible amount of stress that's being held back and contained. But they're sticking to the story, and the reason, which is this, which is 3, which is the Empress in regular tarot, meaning love, beauty, pleasure, success, protection for women's affairs and the just in general, concern for purity of devotion. So basically it's like we have to do this to protect the women, and like notice how they're all like working. And I feel like this is like the women in the group, the women that are working for them. There's some sort of like, I feel like I want to say, you know, ladies of the night sort of issue going on here. It's like there are people that are in essence working for the people of this group, making them money. So this is the next card, which is the 7 of Earth, Ocean, which is, the meaning is emotions manifest in concrete fashion, creation of a sacrament. A sacrament can be defined as an outward sign of an invisible state. John O'Keefe was a message. A message that if you go against this group, you are going to suffer the consequences. The thing about this is, one, I think there's a higher organization at play, and these are just like the minions involved in this case. Second of all, I pulled cards, and John O'Keefe, I have to say, was also a snake. But then the snake got a conscience. And the reason he got a conscience is because of the children that he takes care of. Someone interacted with them, connected with them, threatened them in a way that coincides with this whole issue at hand, this issue, and he started to change. That brought the issue for him too close to home, and then he started to change. But then this, I just want you to take a note of her eyes. And I thought that was interesting because there was a certain person on the stand that had very distinctive, strange eyes. And I'm thinking that she is like the ringleader of this whole thing. Her plan, I would even stretch as far as to say that like maybe she's like the what's the word? Like the madam, maybe? The organizer of the operation, the manager of the operation. She's definitely hiding something. So I'm gonna leave that there. You let me know what you guys think, but I feel like the motive is that there was illegal things involving women going on. We already figured that out. But the reason that he in fact changed, because at one time he was part of the group, was that someone approached his children. They're actually, I believe, his niece and his nephew, but they're like his children. He was raising them. And that changed the game. So I'm going to leave it there. Please let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys in the next one. The ringleader right there. All right, I'll see you later. Love you all. Bye.